I want to show you the synagogue as they think it looked in the past.
Here.
I will show you also, don't worry. I was a school teacher for many years. I know that I have to show it all around. Synagogue, you see it with the roof.
Is that
We
the one
think,
in here?
yes, we think it had a second floor maybe for the women and a very, very large and high roof. Okay? Now a synagogue will always be built like a basilica. Basilica is the Roman shape of a room that has two lines of columns supporting the roof. We already talked about one basilica without knowing it. Do you remember the money changers place on Temple Mount?
Yes.
Yeah, it was also a Roman basilica, but the original basilica was built in a way that it's a long building with a roof and columns supporting the roof. Okay, and the other shape, when they converted it to be a synagogue or a church, you have the room closed around, and there are two lines of columns supporting the roof. And three doors are imitating Roman temple. And when you go out, you will see that they even made kind of columns coming out and going back in, out and in, to imitate a Roman temple. Now, inside you see that there are benches around the walls, and the reason is very simple. A Jewish way of studying was by discussion. One rabbi says so, the other wise man says something else. They need to see each other. It's not like one teacher teaching them all. They have to talk. What is the purpose of the synagogue? When the temple was still exist, sacrifices were taking place only at the temple in Jerusalem. But the synagogue was like a community center. You sit and study, you talk about all the issues of the community, and all the new regulations that should be made. You know, according to Judaism, there are 613 regulations. Wow, that's a lot. And if you're thinking of the Old Testament as a holy book, here is a surprise. Listen to that. In the book of Numbers, there is a paragraph talking about when you are in the desert, in the camp, you need to go to toilets. Philippines. You need to go to toilets. You have to count that and that number of steps from the camp. You have to dig that deep and you have to cover it. That's the holy book? Yes, exactly. The holy book talks not just about God, it talks about daily life. And if it talks about daily life, today there is a new event, it's not mentioned in the Bible, so we have to find another solution. So that's what they did in the synagogue. Only after the temple was ruined, this became the holy place, not just teaching like Jesus did. Jesus taught from the book of Isaiah in the synagogue of Nazareth, and here he healed some people. You remember the men that were possessed by devils, and he ordered the devils to go out. And you remember that bleeding woman from Caesarea Philippi that came here to Capernaum and touched the garment of his dress? And do you remember the son of the centurion that Jesus healed here? And the mother-in-law of Peter? A lot of healings.